Alright, here's our video today on saliva in our taste buds. We need saliva to break down our food. Without saliva, we wouldn't be able to break down our food to get that nutrients that our cells need for cellular respiration. And also, without saliva, we just wouldn't taste food. So simple as that. And we'll go over our taste buds. They're found on the tongue over here and on the roof of the mouth, but not this part, This here is the uvula, and of course that's more for speech, not for sound. So one enzyme we'll talk about, I'll write it over here, if I get my pen working, is amylase. And amylase, there we go, finally working. Amylase breaks down carbohydrates. Carbs, forgot the R there. Especially if we're talking about starch, which is a polysaccharide, complex carbohydrate, and it'll break it down into simple sugars, eventually making glucose, a simple sugar that the body prefers for cellular respiration. So amylase is found in the saliva. It's also found in the pancreas. Pancreas will release amylase, and so will the small intestines. But it starts in the saliva, so we need that to break down simple sugars. And there's other enzymes in the saliva also. We'll write one over here. There's lipase. Lipase. And lipase will break down lipids, which are fats. And also there is a little bit of pepsin. Pepsin will break down amino acids in meats, for example, and proteins, but there's not as much in the saliva. All right. So there's also enzymes in saliva that can actually break down bacteria that enter your food. One is lysozyme, so let's write that one down. Lysozyme. And there's many others. And lysozyme will actually break down the cell wall in some bacteria that's on your food and basically just have them burst and kill them. But let's get back to taste buds. Without saliva, of course, we wouldn't be able to break down our food, but without saliva, we wouldn't be able to taste our food, like I said earlier. So there's taste receptors on the tongue, and they can only detect dissolved substances. So the saliva will dissolve the food, and it's that substance that's dissolved that the taste buds can detect. Saliva helps with that. So let's get a picture of those taste buds. And here's a general location on the tongue. Also on the roof of the mouth there is some taste buds, but general location of where you'll find on the tongue where you can taste certain flavors. And for this to happen, there needs to be also, and I'll write this down. So I'm going to write this right here. Saliva will help. It's going to help release the flavors. And when we're talking about flavors, we're talking about the aromatic compounds in food. So it will help release the aromatic compounds in food when we're chewing. And there's many aromatic compounds. There's phenols, for example, that help with spices. There's lactones, give us our buttery flavor, and others. So let's look at some of them. There's many. And here's just a list of them, a few of the lists of these aromatic compounds. Again, these aromatic compounds are released when we're chewing our food thanks to saliva, and they'll give us these tastes, these sweet tastes, these buttery tastes, these spicy. And of course, there's also, there's a combinations that happen within these two. And I mentioned phenol before, so here's phenol, aromatic compound. And phenol gives us those spicy tastes that we talked about. So when we're talking about our taste buds, and let's write this down over here, we have over 2,000 taste buds in our mouth. 2,000 to 8,000. 2,000 to 8,000 taste buds. Let's write that down, taste buds. And on each bud, say each bud, there's receptor cells. And each bud could have about 150 receptors. So we have plenty of taste buds to taste bitter and sour, umami, that's like meaty flavor. Taste our meats, our aged cheese. You know, of course, sour and salty and so forth like that. So these receptors on each bud, there's 150 receptors on each bud, and we could have 2,000 again to 8,000. And again, these signals will then be sent to the brain. Of course, these receptors and taste buds will decline with age. And there's some estimates that by age 80, you may have lost 50% of your taste buds. Gotta change this pen. It's looking a little weird. And of course, this is just an estimate, you know. So definitely when you get older, your taste buds will change. Your sense of smell and all will change. Alright, that's our video today.